Hey everybody, in today's video we're going to work on the railings. I'm going to show you the cannons and how I got them all finished up, and we're probably going to start doing some more deck furniture stuff. So if you want to see that and more, make sure you stay tuned. Hello BSC family, and welcome back to my bench. So today, hopefully you watched the last video. If you haven't, you might want to see that one first, because I talk about a bunch of things that we're going to end up working on today, and we're going to try and solve a bunch of those problems, right? So, but first off, we're going to start building the railings. I've got them pre-glued, as you can see here, right? Cut the ends the way they're supposed to be, glued them all together, so those are all dry. Right, so we're going to have to sculpt these and make them nice. We've got an upper rail that part of it needs to go up. They suggest a bunch of little pieces, so I'm going to try and make my own as a one-piece curve. So we'll get that done. We've got all these other little pieces here that need to be glued in, put on, blah, blah, blah. Now, as far as these cannons, let's see if I can zoom in here for you. All right. So with these cannons, as you can see here, all right, let's see, focus, there we go. So you can see that all the rigging is done. Now these are the upper cannons, right? So they've got full rigging, you know, the restraint ropes and everything. I think I've made a video on how to do it and how I made them, so you can always go back and check the playlist later. But anyways, so all those are the upper deck cannons, and I've got the lower deck ones, so they're all good to go. All right, so okay, so with all of that, now let's go over to the PDF and I'll show you what else we're going to be working on here. Okay, so we've got these rails here that we're going to have to put on. All right, like I said, this one here, we're going to try and make a single piece instead of a multiple piece. Yeah, so we're going to have to shape up these, the ends of them here. All right, and then we're going to get down in here. Cannon stuff is all done, but I need to build the bilge pump here. Now, same thing like I was saying at the end of the other video, you can go check that out later, is we need to get whatever size of wood this is that it's calling for, and we're probably making these things here, right? Now these are pin rails, but you got to drill a 1.5 millimeter hole, but it does not tell you how far apart to space them, right? So I think what we're going to do is grab a test piece, drill one hole, and grab a belay pin, put it in, and then make sure that we've got sufficient space, and drill another hole and make sure that, like I said, there's sufficient space between them, and we'll go from there, right? So then we can cut them up, paint them, shape them, and paint them. This one here is probably one of the side ones, so we'll make that piece. Now these posts here, these belay posts, it doesn't tell you anywhere on how big or where to make this little groove that we got to dig into it, right? It doesn't say anything about a bevel or how much or anything like that, so we're going to have to try and figure that out. These ones I think are pre-cut pieces, so that's fine. And that's something too, we could take, if this is a pre-cut piece, we could take this and measure the hole distance, and we can apply it to the one that we got to make. Now this one here, on these posts here, it's got some holes that we've got to drill. It doesn't say where. It doesn't say how far apart, nothing. So we'll have to try and figure out what those holes are for, and yeah, try to figure out where to space them. Same thing with these ones here. Not sure about them. This piece here, it's beveled at the bottom, but it does have a bit of a flat end on it. But it doesn't tell you, again, you know, if it's a 1 or 2 or 3 mil flat top there, and then the bevel or what. So we'll figure all that out. Now, We're going to get into the lights, and unfortunately the way I did my lights, I've already ran all the wiring through the back side of the hull where you can't see it, and through the bottom, instead of where it's supposed to be at the transom area at the stern, right? So unfortunately I don't think I'm going to be putting the LED lights in there because I did not plan for it. I completely forgot about it. So yeah, so unless I can figure out a way to run those wires without them being seen and get them through the bottom of the hull where the other ones are, I don't think I'll be putting LED lights in there, unfortunately. I did want them there, but what can I do? Build up the bell and some of these other medallions. We'll get the stuff built up and ready for the anchors. We'll get the figurehead done up, ready to go. We'll get the rudder done, most likely, right? Get that all ready to go. I am not using this base, so I won't be doing that, but I'll probably do this Flying Dutchman nameplate here, but that might be later on. Then at that point, well, the railings will be on and this thing will be pretty much ready to be painted. We'll put the rudder on and go from there. But that's probably going to be another video, because with all of this stuff here, there's probably going to be quite a bit to do. So yeah, we're going to get on to this and we'll figure out this pin rail stuff and things like that, get these end pieces made up, you know. So yeah, give me a few minutes. I'll get some of this stuff done. I'll come back, I'll show you what it looks like. So we'll see you in a few. Okay everybody, so I've gotten a whole lot done here. Now from what you can see here, there's a lot of stuff going on. Now I'm going to zoom in for you here and we're going to show you a bunch of what's going on. So we've got all these little pegs here that were made. Now I got them all in order just so I remember where they go, but we do have them done. So as you can see, I've got the holes in them, I've got the peg going through the other way, and I've got the bevels on them. Basically I just did it so it looks good. I don't know what those holes are for, so I just drilled them. I believe it was 5 millimeters apart. This one here I went 5 mil down, right, and then from there I left about a 2 mil flat area and then just beveled it so it had roughly a 2 mil square on top, right? Okay, so that's what I did with all of them. And as you can see, these ones here, the same thing, right? These are pre-cut, and then I did the bevels the same way, right? Same little 2 mil square on top. And so those are all done. I got those, I don't know what you call them, more pin rails basically, but these ones have their own supporting portion here. So I got those made. These here are the anchor arms. I'll show you them in a minute. All right. So again, I went 5 mil. I went 3 mil in between the holes. Right. This one here I just kind of put so that it was center of the 4 holes. I left a 1.5 mil flat area at the bottom, and then I did my 8 millimeter length of taper. So I got both of them made up, right? I got all of these things made up. I'm not quite sure what they are. Probably some sort of rope tie downs, right? And so those will get glued down where they need to be. I got the bilge pump. I hate this camera being backwards. I got the bilge pump made, right? Made the handle for it and everything else. Okay, so other than that, let's see, what else did I get done? Oh, I got the rudder done, right? So the rudder is made up, painted. All right. Now I left these, a couple of them loose, just for the fact that, oops, when I go to put it on the ship, you know, if I have to adjust them at all. These ones I can't really adjust, but we'll do our best to make sure that everything's sitting straight. And then we got the top of the rudder piece, right? So that'll sit on here, right? And that'll go inside the ship. Actually, it goes the other way, but either way. Yeah, so that'll go inside the ship to make it, you know, look like it's going to be connected. I got the well pump. Okay, so here we've got the anchors. All right, I've got these anchors all done up. It's got the anchor rope on it and the pulley to haul it up and tie it up when it's done. You know, like when they have it up on the side of the ship, they can haul it and tie it and everything. So I got both of those done, as you can see here. All right. And so now, oh yeah, I got the figurehead. Now, instead of just painting it straight black like they wanted, right, I decided to blacken the metal, and then from there I dry brushed the the bones, right? I dry brushed the bones, then I used some clear blue on the pants and clear red on his bandana thing. Aged all the brass for the chains and the cuffs and everything. But if you notice, I painted gold on the buckle. He's got a gold ring here. He's got a gold ring there. And he's got a gold tooth. I don't know if it'll pick that up or not, but he does have a gold tooth. So anyways, yeah, so there's that. He doesn't want to focus right. There we go. So yeah, that's done with the chains that it's needed. And then I made up some lights. You're probably wondering, well, what are the lights for? Well, I took the time and I actually fished a wire through the hull and hid it as best as I could. I wanted lights in the cabin. So I'll show you the ship in a minute, but here I made up the lanterns. Now, it's not completely done, but the upper portion is made. Now, I don't know if it's all of them or what, but I'm going to show you something here. Okay, so if you look at, let's see if I can find the right direction. Okay, so right here, if you look at this shaft, like I made a plastic tube and used it for the wires. I don't like the way they wanted me to do it, right? Now, they wanted just a heavy brass wire that they supply, wrap around this little groove right here, and then kind of curl it in and then down and into the ship. And then you put your LED in and wrap these wires around it. To me, that looked like hell. So I used a plastic tube to run the wires through, you know, glued everything in. It looks a lot better. And just paint it and it's done. Now, as you can see, the tube and the light look straight, right? Now, I don't know if it's just the way they drilled it, because I didn't drill them. I don't know if it's just the way they drilled it or if the way it's molded or what. But if you turn it, look how crooked. This is straight, and I tried to straighten it, but look how crooked the lantern is compared to, you know, it's not perpendicular anymore. All right, so if yours are like that, what I did is I made it so that when you put these in on the ship, right, that it's going to lean back a little bit. Okay, now you're going to have to do it opposite directions, one for each side, but because both of them are the same, so as you can see, this one's leaned forward like that. So when I lean the pole back a little bit, it makes the lantern straight. Okay, and it'll be the same on both sides. So if you look at this one, same thing, right? See how it's not straight? So I'll have to lean this one a little bit, and this one will get leaned a little bit in the same amount, and it'll work just fine, and it'll look straight from the front, because like that. So double check yours, make sure they're done. But things are wired. Now I'm gonna move some of this stuff out of the way here so I can bring the ship over. Just trying to keep this stuff in order and which way they go in on the ship. Okay. Spin this around for you. So, in the back of the ship, right, so I ended up coming through the hole that's down here, because there is a hole here, right? And I brought the two wires up, right? Now, one set of wires will be for, there's 3 lights that have to go down here. There's one on each side, and then one in the center. And I think it's at the top here. And then next wire will come up in here, which there's one light in the center here. And then my lights, the light standard lights here, will go through the side here and down inside. So I'll have 1, 2, 3, and then down here there's 3. So they'll all get connected, they all run down. So these lights here will end up on the side, right where they need to be. Okay, so everything will work. And I wasn't thinking of actually, didn't think I was actually going to be able to do it. So I did do it, and I did get them in. Now, as you can see, I also went and cut the holes out, and that's where the windows are in the captain's quarters. So they're good to go. All right, so now we'll go back to the other camera. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. And so yeah, I'm going to attach what needs to be attached. Some of this stuff here is going to get all stained up. You know, all these parts here, the wood parts are going to get stained, because they say to paint them, but I don't want them painted. I want them stained. Those will get lacquered, and yeah, those will be good to go. The rest of this stuff will get installed later. So in the next video, we're going to be painting this entire ship. It's at that point now that the whole thing needs to get painted. I'm not sure if I showed you, but I do have all these railings on and everything. I think I was going to show you that, but all the railings are on. As far as the multi-piece here, I did this one first, as I curved it and then cut it to fit and put the railing on. But this one on this side, I curved the end of it and made the whole thing as one piece. So all of this with the curve is all one piece. This one is 2 pieces, and it looks way better than I think it would with the other one. But the top ones are on all the way from fore and aft, right? So you got the back ones here that are all done up and smooth. Flatten this off for the captain's quarters section. The front one, same thing. They're all nicely done up and smooth, flushed with each other. The front railing. Now on top of here, there's going to be like a skeleton and bones railing. That's going to go all the way around here with another railing on top. We'll get to that later. So yeah, in the next video, it's calling for this to be completely painted. So let me know what you think of, you know, like the figurehead, the lanterns, you know, all that stuff. Would you have done the same thing? Would you do it differently? I just wanted some color on there. I don't know. I think it looks good. The brass in this kit, you need to sand it. You have to sand it. They shellac it or something, and you cannot age it unless that shellac is completely taken off. So yeah, make sure you do that when you if you age yours. Other than that, yeah, that's it for this video. So make sure you hit that subscribe button for me. Hit that like button if you're liking all of this. Definitely go check out OcCre. Link for them are down in the description. Hit that bell notification. Make sure that all notifications are turned on so you don't miss out on anything. Give me a follow on my Instagram and my Facebook group. Links for them are down in the description. I like to post things there of, you know, what's going on, what I'm doing, the different projects I'm working on. And if you want to help out the channel in any way, I do have a PayPal Me link, and I do have a join button, and I do have the Teespring store. So go check them out. Pick up some merch if you're interested. And yeah, just have fun with whatever you're building. And until next time, later.